make sure you shoot in RAW. Why should you shoot in RAW? If you're someone who had been asked this question, or if you haven't found the answer for this particular question, the video is right for you. Before we get into the video, if you find this information very useful, share it with your friends whom you think would be benefited by this particular video. Like, comment and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Being in the digital era, shooting in RAW is very much necessary to maintain the details in your image while shooting and while processing as well. There are several file formats for a RAW image such as .cr2, .nef, .pef, which helps you maintain the details and information while shooting and are unprocessed files which are ready to be processed. Let us see why should you choose RAW over JPEG. RAW file format is similar to the film negative in the earlier days. In the earlier days, you had film negative. In the replacement of a film negative in the digital era is a RAW file format. The image that you capture is captured on a film negative, which is then taken to a lab where they are processed using chemicals, and then you get the final image. The final image that you get from the film negative is the similar to that in the digital era is your JPEG file format. RAW image is an image directly derived from the sensor, whereas a JPEG image is the processed image of the image directly derived from the sensor for a simple understanding. In a RAW format, all the details that is required for an image such as style, saturation and white balance get stored as a metadata file which gets stored along with the image file, whereas in JPEG all this information gets blended with the image file and stores as a single file. When you consider DPP or digital post-processing, shooting in RAW is very much important, because when you shoot in RAW, all the details such as saturation, contrast, exposure get saved as a separate metadata file along with the image file. So when this file gets imported any processing software, you will be able to tamper each and every detail separately without disturbing the quality of the image. Whereas in a JPEG file, when you shoot in JPEG, all these details such as sharpness, exposure, saturation, all this gets blended with the image file as a single file on your camera. When you import this particular file to any processing software and try tampering any of these details or any of these values in post-processing, it may damage the quality of your image as well. All this while, I have been talking on why you should choose RAW. But now, let me explain on how to set that particular file format in your camera. In this case, I am going to use a basic DSLR camera, not a high-end camera with which I am going to explain you. So in this, you have your basic DSLR in your hand so that you can go ahead along with me. So now you go ahead and click on menu, and when you click on menu, you have something called as the quality, in which refers to image quality. That you go ahead and click on that, and inside which you have several formats such as LMS, RAW plus L and RAW, in which LMS refers to JPEG file formats and RAW plus L refers to RAW plus JPEG file format, and RAW refers to only RAW file format. So in L you find two kinds, that is L with a complete smooth end and one more is a broken end. So the smooth end is called as the fine JPEG and the other one is called as the blocky. Fine is an uncompressed JPEG file, whereas a blocky is a compressed JPEG file. So as you move along the different file formats, you will be able to see the space that is going to occupy on your memory card, which comes first, after which the resolution that the image is going to give you. So as you move along, you can choose whatever file formats that you want on your JPEG if you wish, but I would recommend you to go ahead with RAW plus JPEG or only RAW. So when I choose only RAW, you will be able to see that I have 18M, which is 18 MB, that is going to occupy for each and every file that it creates on this camera with the resolution of 5184 cross 3456. So these are the basic file image quality or file format that is present in this basic DSLR, but this is not the same case on a high-end DSLR. The high-end DSLRs have several other file formats as well. Having said this, when do you get to shoot in JPEG? Then why does the camera have the JPEG file format? Let's get this answer right now. So if you're watching this video till now, go hit the like button and comment down what's your favorite file format. So let's get this answer right now. So if you're someone who is trying out your photography skills and you're experimenting with your camera, and the image that you make right now, and you're not going to process this image ever in your life, so it is going to be a dump image on your files or hard disk that you have. So I would recommend at this current point of time for you to go ahead and shoot in JPEG. But if you are working on any serious project, or if you are experimenting something, you are going to learn and you are going to process that particular image to check out your output, go ahead and shoot only in RAW. It's been more than a decade that I am into photography. As I have been working on this for quite a long time, I am comfortable with using RAW file format than JPEG. I use only RAW file format and not RAW plus JPEG as well. So what is your choice of file format? Leave it in the comment section down below. I would see you with an amazing video next. Stay tuned.